Welcome, love. You've entered the cozy, clean reset. A guided meditation for gently restoring your home, one room at a time, while you rest, heal, and release the overwhelm. This isn't a to-do list. This is a journey back to peace. One breath, one drawer, one soft, sparkly corner at a time. You're not lazy. You're not behind. You're just ready for ease, clarity, and calm. Let's begin. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. As your breath flows gently in and out, start to feel your body begin to melt. The day is done. The pressure is off. This is your space to rest, your space to reset. Let your shoulders fall. Let your jaw loosen. Unclench your hands. Feel your legs go heavy, your belly soften, your mind begin to quiet. Picture a soft, glowing light above your head. It's warm, gentle, like the golden glow of sunlight filtering through sheer curtains. This light moves slowly down your scalp, to your forehead, easing every line. It flows into your cheeks, down your neck, through your shoulders, melting tension as it goes. You are safe, you are loved, and everything can wait. Now, with your body resting deeply, let's plant a gentle seed. You imagine waking up tomorrow, not to chaos, but to possibility, not to overwhelm, but to a quiet readiness. You walk through your home with a soft heart and clear eyes. There's no shame, no rush, just a gentle whisper that says, let's make this space reflect the peace I'm creating inside. Because cleaning doesn't have to be punishment. It can be care. It can be a ritual. It can be sacred. Let that idea settle deep into your chest. You don't have to do it all at once, but the energy is shifting. You see yourself tomorrow, stretching as sunlight warms your skin. Your home isn't perfect, but something feels different. Maybe you light a candle, or clear off a surface, or fold a blanket with extra love. Maybe you fill a trash bag, not with guilt, but with freedom. Every small task becomes a love note to yourself. Every drawer cleared is a sigh of relief. Every dish washed is a step closer to peace. Your home doesn't need to oppress anyone. It just needs to hold you, to support you, to reflect who you're becoming. You're entering your cozy, clean era. An era where you treat your space like a sacred extension of your soul. Repeat softly in your mind, like a lullaby. I release the shame around mess. I'm allowed to take my time. My space is not a reflection of my worth, but creating peace in it is an act of love. I am safe. I am soft. I am slowly reclaiming my space and myself. Tonight we enter the heart of rest, the softest space, the place where you end your days and where tomorrow begins, your bedroom. You don't need a perfect morning routine. You don't need a matching throw pillow. You just need a room that lets you exhale. So let's restore your sanctuary together. Imagine waking up in the morning with a soft kind of clarity. The light is gentle, casting gold across your sheets. The air smells fresh like linen or lavender or maybe just peace. As you sit up in bed, you look around your room and feel calm. There's no pile of clothes giving you the side eye. No half-empty water bottles haunting your nightstand. Just calm, just clear, just yours. Now picture yourself gently stepping out of bed. You start by folding the blankets back slowly, lovingly, like tucking in the day. The sheets are clean. They hold your scent. And there's something beautiful about making the bed. Not for anyone else, but just for you. It says, I matter. I deserve beauty. Even in the quietest parts of my life. Now you notice your dresser. You begin to clear the surface, removing the clutter that once sat heavy. Maybe a few receipts, a stray hair tie, a dusty bottle of perfume from a chapter you've long since closed. You gently wipe the surface clean. You set down only what belongs. A candle, a crystal, a framed photo, or maybe just space. Because sometimes space is the only sacred thing we can create. You open a drawer. It's a little chaotic. But instead of judgment, you feel curiosity. What can I let go of? What can I fold with love? What can I organize, not for perfection, but for peace? You sort slowly, softly. Like each drawer is a conversation with your past, and you're only choosing to carry what still feels like you. Next, you turn to your nightstand. No more cluttered stacks of tangled chargers. You choose what stays. Maybe a journal, a book with a pressed flower tucked inside, a little lamp that casts a warm, sleepy glow, and clear the rest, because your last thoughts before bed deserve a place of calm. You aren't just cleaning. You're creating an environment where your nervous system can finally let go. Now you walk over to that one chair. Yeah, that chair. The one you've been using as a closet with legs. You don't shame yourself. You simply begin. Piece by piece, you fold what's clean. You create a laundry pile for what's not. You notice how light it feels, how much energy was hiding in that pile. And now you're reclaiming it. You didn't fail. You paused. And now you're ready to press play again. The bed is made. The surfaces are clear. The energy is soft. Maybe you light incense or open a window or place a fresh pair of cozy socks by the bed. You've created a space that's ready to receive you, to hold you, to love you back. You walk to the door, look around one last time, and whisper thank you to your sanctuary. It's not about the way it looks, it's about the way it feels. Here are some bedroom affirmations for you. I deserve a space that supports my rest. I do not need to earn peace. I create calm with every small act of care. My home is becoming my sanctuary, one gentle moment at a time. Tonight, we step into a space of transformation, where you wash the day from your skin and pour peace back into your bones. Next is the bathroom reset, a quiet return to ritual, to simplicity, to self-respect. The goal is not perfection. It's clarity. It's ease. It's knowing you deserve to get ready in a space that feels sacred, not stressful. So let's begin. You slowly step into your bathroom. The lights are soft, maybe a little golden. The floor is clean beneath your feet. And for the first time in a while, it feels like a sanctuary. You stare at the sink. You gently wipe down the countertop, removing the water spots, the toothpaste, the makeup dust. Not in a rush, not out of shame, just because this is the place where you begin and end your days. You rinse out your toothbrush holder. You neatly roll a hand towel. You light a candle by the mirror. It flickers quietly, announcing this is no longer a clutter zone. This is your restoration space. Now you turn to the cabinet. You slowly open the doors beneath the sink. It's a little chaotic. Bottles falling. Things you haven't used in months. You pause. You breathe. You begin. You toss the dried out hair masks. The expired sunscreen. The perfume you stopped wearing 2 breakups ago. You don't need to keep what you no longer reach for. You only keep what loves you back. You organize what's left in little baskets or containers. Shampoo here, skincare there, first aid tucked in its own gentle corner. Everything has a place, and it no longer overwhelms you. You spray the mirror with something fresh, maybe lavender or citrus scented. You wipe it slowly, deliberately. until your reflection becomes clearer. And as you look into your own eyes, you say, I am worthy of a space that reflects the calm I'm creating inside. You smile, soft and small, but real. Now you step towards the shower or bath area. You gather the bottles and wipe down the ledges. You toss the empty conditioner. You rinse the razor and tuck it neatly away. You swap out the old loofah. You place your favorite body wash right front and center. This is the place where you shed everything. Not just dirt, but doubt. Not just oil, but heaviness. This is a space where steam meets surrender. And from now on, where you shower here, it will feel like coming home to yourself. You gather the towels, maybe tossing them into the hamper or folding them neatly into a linen shelf. You smooth out the bath mat. You place a clean towel over the edge of the bathtub. You spritz the room with something light and herbal. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to feel intentional. You've created a spa where a mess used to be. You stand in the doorway now, admiring your work. The room glows. It feels fresh, still sacred. You take one last breath. You let it out slowly, and you feel the difference. You didn't just clean your bathroom. You restored your rituals. You cleared space for care. You made room for peace. Let's do some bathroom affirmations. I release clutter with ease and kindness. I make space for my rituals and my rest. I'm allowed to take care of myself. My space reflects the love I give, and I am worthy of softness every day. You step softly into the kitchen. There's a quiet kind of sunlight warming the floor beneath your feet. This room feels different now. Not loud, not rushed, just still. The kitchen isn't just for cooking. It's where your body is nourished, where your energy begins, where your day is flavored with care. One cup, one plate, one gentle rhythm at a time. You start with the counters. Your hand glides across the surface, wiping slowly, clearing away crumbs, dust, the weight of meals that came and went without intention. You're not just wiping down a surface. You're resetting your energy. You're saying, this space is mine. This is where care begins. You turn to the sink. Maybe there are a few dishes waiting. Instead of dread, you feel calm. You begin to rinse, to scrub, to restore. Each dish goes back into its place. Clean, quiet, ready for something new. The sponge makes soft swirls in warm water. Soap smells like lemon or lavender, or maybe something nostalgic like childhood or comfort or coming home. You stack what's clean to dry. No rush, no chaos, only calm. Now the fridge. You open the door. It hums quietly, casting a soft white glow. You toss what's expired, not with guilt, but with freedom. You're making room for what fuels you now. You rearrange what's left. Fresh fruit in the front. Leftovers sealed with care. Bottles lined up like a little row of promises to yourself. You don't have to eat perfectly. You just have to eat with love. And love lives here now, in every clean shelf, every cleared container, every soft breath in your reset space. You glance around the kitchen. Maybe you put the kettle on. Maybe you wipe the handle off the fridge. Maybe you light a small candle by the stove or place a bowl of lemons on the table. This is your reset. You get to decide how it feels, how it flows. The clutter is gone. The sink is clear. There's space for joy to happen here again. You can already picture yourself tomorrow morning, making coffee in silence, cracking eggs with music playing, feeling proud, feeling grounded. You didn't just clean your kitchen, you reclaimed it as a place of care. Let's do some kitchen affirmations. I nourish my body with love. I am allowed to create ease in my routines. My kitchen holds calm, not chaos. This space supports my growth, my health, and my joy. I release the mess and keep only what feeds me, mind, body, and soul. You step softly into the living room. The light is here. Feels warm. Maybe from the window, or maybe from a lamp glowing like a hug. There's a quiet energy that says, this is where we rest. The living room holds a lot. It's where memories gather, where conversations echo, where half-finished mugs and tangled blankets live. But right now it's just you. And it's time to bring this space back into alignment with who you're becoming. You begin with the surfaces. The coffee table, the side tables. Maybe a few things are out of place. Remote controls, wrappers, a single sock. You don't judge. You just begin. You gather what doesn't belong. You toss what needs tossing. You wipe down the surface, slowly, watching dust disappear under your care. You're not scrubbing out of guilt. You're making space for softness. Now the couch. You fluff the pillows. You fold the throw blanket, maybe with a little shake of intention, like you're releasing stale energy and calling in calm. You run your hand across the cushions. You pick up the crumbs from late night snacks and long movie marathons. You smile, because this couch has seen you at your messiest. And now, it gets to see you calm. You vacuum gently, corners, edges, under the coffee table. You light a candle. You open a window for fresh air. The room begins to shift. You can feel it. Maybe you have shelves or a TV stand. You dust each surface slowly. Maybe you rearrange a few things, move a plant to the window, stack the books in a way that makes you feel proud. You're not decorating, you're aligning. You're choosing what stays visible in your life. You're creating a space that whispers you can relax here. Now you take one last look around. The energy has changed. There's space now for laughter, for stillness, for you to simply be. It's no longer just a living space. It's your soft landing place. You exhale space, a container for comfort. Let's do some living room affirmations. I'm allowed to rest. I create calm without guilt. This space reflects who I'm becoming. Comfort and clarity belong here. My home holds me while I grow. When you return to this room tomorrow, you'll notice it feels easier to breathe, to exist, to live without the weight of what used to be. Next, we'll step into the closet, where we'll gently let go of what no longer fits physically, emotionally, or energetically, and make room for the version of you who's finally ready to shine. You take a deep breath and gently open the closet door. Maybe it creaks, maybe it groans a little. Maybe the first thing you feel is overwhelmed, but then you exhale, because you're not here to judge the mess. You're here to set yourself free from it. This isn't just a closet. It's a storage room for past versions of you. Clothes you once loved. Clothes that once fit. Clothes that still whisper stories. And now you're ready to listen and let go. You begin by slowly sliding hangers to the side, one piece at a time. Some you recognize with joy, others with hesitation. You pause at a dress that no longer fits. You hold it. You remember the version of you who wore it, what she was going through, what she believed, and what she hid. You thank her, and you let it go. You're not purging in anger. You're releasing with reverence. Because space is sacred, and you're making room for the life you're stepping into. You fold gently. You create a donation pile, not out of shame, but out of release. With each folded top, each retired pair of jeans, each bra that once fit just right, you're saying, thank you for carrying me, but I don't need you to carry me anymore. Now you begin organizing what stays. You choose hangers that match. You sort by color or season or energy. You smooth wrinkles. You place favorite items front and center. You imagine tomorrow's version of yourself reaching in and easily finding something that makes her feel radiant. No more wrestling with guilty clothes. No more digging through decision fatigue. Just ease. Just options that honor who you are now. You turn to the shelves or bins. Maybe you find scarves, old purses, forgotten belts. You keep what sparks a yes. You donate what no longer does. Everything has a place. Everything feels light again. You close the bins. You dust the shelf. You step back and smile. The closet no longer groans when you open it. It sighs with you. Relieved, released, and ready. Let's do some closet affirmations. I release what no longer fits the life I'm building. I am allowed to change. I keep only what honors who I am becoming. My space reflects freedom, not fear. Letting go is an act of self-love. You didn't just clean your closet. You made peace with your past. You made room for your next era. You reminded yourself, I deserve to open a door and see only possibility. Next, we'll visit your workspace, your desk, your corner of focus, and we'll create clarity from the chaos so your dreams have space to grow. You step towards your desk, or maybe it's just a corner, a table, a shelf, wherever you keep the stuff of thinking, planning, and dreaming. This space holds more than clutter. It holds your to-do lists, your ideas, your stress, your unfinished thoughts. But right now, all of that softens, because tonight, you're here to clear. Not just the mess, but the mental fog that came with it. You begin with your surface. You slowly gather loose papers, receipts, reminders, mail you meant to open last week. You stack what matters. You recycle what doesn't. One page at a time, your thoughts begin to breathe again. You find the unopened envelope, the half-finished list, the doodle you made when your brain was spiraling. You pause, you smile, and you let it go. You open a drawer. It's full of pens, cords, sticky notes, maybe a gum wrapper from 2022. You don't rush. You don't roll your eyes. You just begin. You test the pens. You toss the dried ones. You untangle a cord like it's a metaphor for your brain, and suddenly it feels lighter. You place items into small containers or trays. Paper clips, chargers, sticky notes that still stick. Now your tools have a home, and your thoughts begin to fall into place. Maybe there's a cork board, a calendar, a vision board. You take a moment to adjust. Remove what no longer inspires. Pin up a new note. Write down one intention. This is where you focus lives. Your goals, your ideas. And now, they're no longer buried in chaos. They're front and center. Like little seeds in a garden you're finally ready to tend to. You dust the surface, wipe the screen. Maybe plug in a soft lamp or a light, tiny candle beside your keyboard. You feel the shift. This space no longer overwhelms, it invites, it supports, it clears the way. Let's do some office affirmations. I create space for clarity. I release mental clutter with ease. I allow my ideas to flow freely. I am capable, calm, and organized. My space supports my dreams. You didn't just clean your desk. You made room for magic, for focus, for creativity to rise without friction. And now, you move on to something unexpected. A space most people forget to care for. Next, we'll visit your entryway. The space between the outside world and your inner peace. You imagine stepping through your front door, keys in hand, shoes in motion, a small sign as the outside world melts away. But this time, something feels different. Your entryway, the first space you see, is no longer filled with clutter, bags, and tangled coats. It's clear, it's calm, it says welcome home. You begin to tidy gently. You gather the shoes that once scattered across the floor. Pairs mismatched, soles worn from rushing. Adventures, errands, everything. You line them up, neatly, like they're resting now, just like you. You find a small rug or mat and give it a shake. You wipe the entry floor, nothing dramatic, just care. The dust of daily life disappears under your soft touch. You move to the coat rack or hooks. You remove the extras, the jackets you haven't worn in weeks, the purse with old receipts, the bag that becomes a black hole for everything but what you need. You hang only what you love, only what you use, only what deserves to greet you each day. You clear a space for your keys. Maybe you place a bowl or tray, something simple, intentional. You imagine yourself coming home and dropping them in with ease. No more digging through bags or pacing with frustration. It's all here, waiting and ready. If you have a bench, a shelf, a tiny table, you wipe it down. You place a small object there, a candle, a photo, a stone that reminds you of calm. You don't decorate for others. You create for yourself. This is your moment of arrival, and it deserves to feel good. You stand back. You open the door, and you walk through it again in your mind. You step into a space that doesn't demand or overwhelm. It simply says, you're safe, you're home, let go now. That's the power of a cared-for entry. It changes everything about how you walk through the world. Let's do some entryway affirmations. I deserve to be welcomed with warmth. I create peaceful transitions in my life. My space receives me with care. I am grounded the moment I step inside. I belong here. Now that the doorway is clear, you can breathe. You can enter each day softly and return to yourself more fully. Next, we'll turn in the forgotten spaces, those hidden corners, drunk drawers, and underbed mysteries. Not to be perfect, but to bring peace to even the parts no one sees. You turn your attention to the places that don't usually get it. The hidden corners, the drawer that sticks, the cabinet that's always overflowing, the bin you swore you'd go through someday. These spaces aren't messy because you're lazy. They're messy because life happened, because other things felt more urgent, because you were surviving. But now you're ready to release the quiet chaos, to give love to the forgotten corners. You start with that drawer. You open it gently, expecting the usual jumble of batteries, rubber bands, mystery keys, and expired coupons. But this time you smile, because you're not here to conquer. You're here to clear. You sort piece by piece, a paperclip here, a broken pen there. You toss what's broken, you keep what still serves. You're not just organizing objects, you're organizing energy. You're saying, I no longer carry what no longer works. You move to a cabinet. You open the door and find items long forgotten. You take everything out. You dust the inside. You wipe the shelf. You hold each object like a question. Do I need this? Do I want this? Does this belong with me now? And you listen. Not just with logic, but with peace. You keep what fits. You let go of what doesn't. You put everything back neater, lighter, and more intentional. Even this space, this tiny hidden space, deserves respect. You slide a storage bin out from under the bed. You sit beside it. The air is still. The vibe is sacred. Inside, maybe there's a thing you forgot. Old journals, t-shirts from high school, notes from people you no longer speak to. You touch the past, and you decide what comes with me now. You don't have to throw everything away, but you also don't have to carry it all. You keep what still feels like love. You release what feels like a weight. You tuck the bin away again lighter. You close the drawer easier. You walk away from the corner proud. No one else may notice, but you will. You'll feel it every time you open that drawer. Every time you look under the bed and find space instead of guilt. This is how we heal, quietly. One hidden corner at a time. Let's do some hidden corner affirmations. I honor the spaces no one sees. I clear out shame and make room for peace. My worth is not tied to perfection. Every corner of my life deserves care. I choose lightness even when no one else is looking. You're almost there. Your home is transforming room by room, corner by corner, and moment by moment. And now, we arrive at the final part. The big exhale. The full reset. A closing chapter where your entire home comes together, glowing, breathing, holding you like a soft, clean hug. You walk through your home now, but it feels different. Not because it's perfect, not because every single task is done, but because the energy has shifted. You can feel it in the quiet, in the way your body moves more freely, in the way your breath deepens when you enter each room. The bedroom is soft, your sanctuary, a place that cradles your sleep, your dreams, and your deepest rest. The bathroom is fresh, organized, a space where routines feel like rituals and every drawer opens with ease. The kitchen hums with warmth. It's no longer a zone of stress or mess. It's ready for nourishment, for joy, for slow mornings and simple meals. The living room is calm. Pillows fluffed, surfaces clear. It invites connection, stillness, laughter, or silence, whatever you need. The closet no longer groans with guilt. It reflects who you are now, not who you were, or who you thought you had to be. Your desk is focused, organized, a space where ideas can land, where goals can glow. Your entryway welcomes you with love. Each time you walk in the door, it feels like a gentle hug. It says, come in and be at peace. Even the hidden corners have shifted. They don't hold shame anymore. They hold lightness. They hold space. You've done something beautiful here. You've rewritten the energy of your home. And in doing that, you've rewritten something inside yourself too. Because every drawer you cleared, every item you released, every time you chose peace over pressure, it added up. It mattered. It brought you back to yourself. You light one last candle. You walk slowly through each room. You smile, not because it's done, but because you know how to begin again anytime. This space isn't just clean, it's aligned. It reflects your softness, your strength, your self-respect. Let's do some final affirmations. My home is an extension of my energy. I create peace in every corner of my life. I release chaos and call it clarity. I'm not behind, I am becoming. And I deserve a space that holds me with love. Let it all sink in now. The softness, the stillness, the pride. Your cozy, clean reset is complete. You've created a space that doesn't just look different, it feels different, and so do you. Now rest. Let everything settle. And wake up tomorrow in a home that feels like a soft, clean exhale.